Welcome to another edition of You Guessed It, Joel Davis Media Network. Oh, make sure I got everything fixed here. All right. If it's your first time tuning in to the broadcast, do me a favor and hit the like button if you like what I'm saying so far. If not, please stick around before you make that decision of hitting the like button. And if you finish and get through the rest of this video, hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell up top so you can be aware of when we go live. So we're going to jump into this breaking news. The judge has made a ruling in the case slash hearing of Fani Willis and Nathan Wade relationship during the election fraud case against Donald J. Trump. Now, I'm not going into the whole rehash. You can look at my past videos where I talk about all that's happened. Go get my hat right. All that has happened. But I can tell you this. So this how it came about to the hearing part. During some of the hearing highlights, excuse me. So during the hearing highlights, we were hearing about that Nathan Wade has had this affair going on with Fani Willis to the point that they were taking vacations together off of the money that he was given, supposed to be billing his office, but he was taking that same money instead of taking care of his wife. He was taking trips with Fani Willis to all these exotic places. Now, here where it gets comical. They said at first denied that they were even involved. Then Fani busts out and did this whole church thing, talking about how she's being targeted as a black woman. Then admits, oh yeah, we was involved, we were doing our thing, but it didn't happen until after I appointed him to the case of Donald J. Trump, which that became a disturbing lie from the ex-partner of old boy, and also too from the wife asking for a subpoena of Fani Willis to be at the divorce deposition. So with all this coming to light, all this evidence coming out, that's when they decided first Michael Roman's team to go ahead on and let's get a hearing about this unprofessionalism going on with this case. Basically saying, hey, she didn't go through the proper channels and she hired a boyfriend that she was going with when she first got this case and using money and just doing all kind of shady stuff. So after all that transpired, Terrence Bradley, Mr. Popular, I don't recall King of the Year, had talked about all this stuff in the text messages, and when he got in front of the court, he got amnesia. But that's not what you're here to hear for. Let's talk about the ruling. So right now, the ruling is as follows. Judge McAfee has said in his ruling that to make this case go forth smoothly and correctly, either Fani Willis has to get off this case or Nathan Hot Dog Wade. Now, we already know who's about to get off the case. It's about to be Hot Dog Wade because Fani Willis is too selfish to recuse herself from the case. She really is. So we already know that. But here's my problem with this ruling. This ruling to me, I think, is absolutely ridiculous. I feel like that all this integrity and shadiness that has happened with the race card that Fanny tried to play at that church, from lying to everybody about how she initially been kicking it with old boy. I personally feel like that Fannie Willis whole the office should be disqualified. I mean, just think about it. They should be disqualified. Why are we still having her or anyone from her department on this case? I cannot believe any integrity this lady has. I mean, it really is. You just can't make this up. Now, I'm going to read some of the ruling. Oh yeah, Claude. We already know why he did that, because he's about to go up for re-election. So he's got to make sure that he makes these liberals happy, because he's a liberal himself, I think. So yeah, he couldn't go overboard. Now, if it was me personally, I would have disqualified the whole office. But that's just me. I'm not a judge, so this is his ruling. So let's talk about um what it's been said on this ruling. One moment here, guys. And y'all share this broadcast, because y'all know I'm gonna keep it 3,000 with y'all every time. So I'm gonna read this whole article, and then after I read the whole article, I'll dive into what else he has said about Fanny in the church, and then we will come back and I'll let y'all in the comments tell me your opinion, and I'll tell you my opinion as well, how we think this is going to play out now. A Georgia judge has ruled that embattled Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis must either step aside from the case against former President Donald Trump or fire Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade. Fulton County Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee issued the ruling after hearing evidence presented by lawyers for the co-defendants in the sweeping 2020 election interference case. 4 co-defendants accused Willis of having an improper affair. Oh man, here we go. Hold on, y'all. I gotta put this. I hate when I have to put this code in while I'm in the middle of this. I should have known to do that to begin with. All right, here we go. McAfee said that the defendant failed to meet their burden of proving that the district attorney acquired an actual conflict of interest in this case through her personal relationship and recurring travels with her lead prosecutor. See, this is where I have a problem with that ruling. And I'm going to stop right there. And that's the first part of the article that was released immediately. How did they fail to prove that her personal relationship with Nathan Wade was more than personal? They were on trips together, but we know why. Again, Judge McAfee is going up for re-election, so he has to play to the liberals' gatekeepers, because he already know if he would have ruled against her ferociously and disqualified her in that whole office, he would not get reelected. Because y'all got to understand something about liberals, and we talk about this all the time. Yes, they eat their own, but at the same time, if their own goes nuclear on their own for a moral, for not having the right moral compass, they will come out and defend them like it's no tomorrow. And we know this by now. Y'all give me 1 second. Let me check something here. All right, guys, I'll be right back. Let me get my cord right quick, my adapter for my tablet. Don't go nowhere. $19 and y'all square. I mean, yeah, all you gotta do is see $84. Yeah, all you gotta do is send you $17 and y'all square. All right, I'm back, guys. I had to get my charger right quick because I'm on streaming off my plug off my yeah, I'm streaming off the plug off my PS5. So anyway, I had to change up because I already got my controller charging and it was like not the best of the best. So anyway, let's get right here. Now, this is what else he said. He also said, now, however, the established record now highlights a significant appearance of impropriety that if it infects the current structure of the prosecution team, an appearance that must be removed through the state selection of one of the two options. He wrote, adding that Willis and her whole office can choose to step aside or Wade can withdraw from the case. McAfee said that without sufficient evidence that the district attorney acquired a personal stake in the prosecution or her financial arrangements have had any impact on the case, the defendant's claim of an actual conflict must be denied. But he went on to say that his findings by no means an indication that the court condones the tremendous lapse in judgment or the unprofessional manner of the district attorney's testimony during the evidentiary hearing. Rather, it is undecided option that Georgia law does not permit the finding of an actual conflict for simply making bad choices, even repeatedly, and it is the trial court's duty to confine itself to the relevant issues and applicable law properly brought before it, he said. Other forms of sources of authority, such as the General Assembly, the Georgia State Ethics Commission, the State Bar of Georgia, the Fulton County Board of Commissioners, or the voters of Fulton County may offer feedback on any unanswered questions that linger, but those are not the issues determinative to the defendant's motions alleging an actual conflict, he added. The co-defendants had alleged that Willis benefited financially by hiring Wade because they were in a pre-existing relationship when he was hired in 2021 and would vacate together. Both Wade and Willis denied that they were in a romantic relationship prior to his hiring, and that the couple would split the cost of their shared travels. Willis said she reimbursed Wade for her share of the trips in cash. In his Friday order, McAfee said while Willis' reimbursement practice was unusual in the lack of any documentary corroboration, understandably concerning, he ultimately decided that the defendants did not present sufficient evidence that the expenses weren't roughly divided evenly. He also said that the evidence demonstrated that the financial gain flow from her relationship with Wade was not a motivating factor on the part of the district attorney to indict and prosecute this case. Last month, Judge McAfee held a 2-day evidentiary hearing where the defense, led by attorney Ashley Merchant, set out to expose a money trail that would mean Willis had a conflict of interest in the case against Trump and should be disqualified. The court finds that record made at the evidentiary hearing established that the district attorney's prosecution is encumbered by the appearance of impropriety. McAfee wrote in this order, as the case moves forward, reasonable members of the public could easily be left to wonder whether the financial exchanges has continued, resulting in some form of benefit to the district attorney, or even whether the romantic relationship has resumed. Put differently, an outsider could reasonably think that the district attorney is not exercising her independent professional judgment, totally free of any compromising influence. As long as Wade remains on the case, this unnecessarily perception will persist, he said. Both Willis and Wade insisted that their relationship started in 2022 after Wade was hired, but they contradict testimony from Robin Yurdy, a former good friend of Willis and past employee at the DA office. Yurdy said she had no doubt that Willis and Wade relationship started in 2019 after the two met at a conference. Yurdy testified to observing Willis and Wade hugging and kissing and showing affection prior to 2021, prior to November 2021, and that she had no doubt they were in a romantic relationship starting in 2019 to when she and Willis last spoke in 2022. Now, Willis dismissed Yurdy's testimony and said she no longer considers Yurdy to be a friend. Judge McAfee in Friday's order said that while the testimony of Robin Yurdy raised doubts about the state's assertions, it ultimately lacked context and detail. Neither side was able to conclusively establish by a preponderance of the evidence when the relationship evolved into a romantic one, he said. The highlight of the 2-day proceeding was Willis' own and unexpected testimony last month, described. Hold on. Sorry about that. My tablet started being crazy. I hit one of those links. Hold on, guys. What in the world is it doing? Come on, guys. Y'all give me a second. Having some technical difficulties. Reading off my tablet this morning, so y'all got to work with me. I'm so sorry. So, because my wife is at the desk doing homework, and so I got to be patient right now till she finishes her little homework going on. All right, I'm going to go to the top. I'm going to start over. Man. All right, if I can't find it, I'm just going to finish up what I just read because something tell me I might have lost the article because this thing moving so fast. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna put a link in the description box below too on the ruling, so y'all guys can read it in a PDF file and see for yourself the actual ruling. But anyway, since I can't get the full story back up, which is kind of sucks, because I was really on a roll with this thing. Maybe to come back up on its own or not. But either way it goes, this is what I have a problem with. When he said in the ruling that they did not have enough evidence to prove that this was a unprofessional, this was not a unprofessional case. They didn't have that they didn't prove that this was an unprofessional relationship. Again, they're taking trips together. You have a witness that was the landlord of Fani Willis. Then they were good friends in the office, said that she saw them kissing up with each other before they ever decided to be on this case together against Donald J. Trump. Not to mention, there is even evidence. I'm talking about cell phone evidence, not the data evidence that they try to play. This was cell phone calls pinging off, you name it, it was happening for months, 11 months straight period, 30 something times at Fani Willis's house. Old boy smacking them cheeks. So you trying to tell me that that's not proof enough? Who the hell talks business at somebody's house from 10 and 11 o'clock at night and don't leave out to 5 and 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning? Bro, that's a booty call. I've been knowing that for years, dog. I was doing that when I was 18 and 19. Go to the bride house, 10, 11 o'clock. Yo, man, baby, I want to see you. I want to talk to you. I used to do that. A lot of my ex-girlfriends growing up before I got actually in a stable, exciting marriage. So don't give me that shit. This was unprofessional, bro, to the utmost. And he knows this. I don't even know why he even put that in the writing, but I digress. So it's back up now, guys. I'm sorry. All right, hold on, guys. Let me see something here. Then, this is what else he said. Judge McAfee in Friday order said that while the testimony of Robin Yurdy raised doubts about the state's assertion, it ultimately lacked context and detail. Listen to this. Neither side was able to conclusively establish by a preponderance of the evidence when the relationship evolved into a romantic one, he said. The highlight of the 2 day proceeding was Willis' own unexpected testimony last month, described by one expert as belligerent. Well, we knew it was belligerent. Yeah, Troy, tyranny has become law. Shout out to Troy Hefferman. I want everybody come in, y'all share this, cause I want to hear everybody comments, and we gonna talk it out today. Okay, we gonna talk it out this little segment today. Yeah, definitely, all comments are welcome. She verbally sparred with lawyers for hours at one point, prompting the judge to threaten to strike her testimony. She also raised eyebrows for appearing to be wearing her dress backwards. Former law firm practice, former law firm partner and divorce attorney for Nathan Wade, Terrence Bradley, testified last month about what he knew about Willis and Wade's relationship after McAfee determined he couldn't claim attorney-client privilege. Bradley, when pressed under oath, said he couldn't recall several details and timelines about conversations he had with former client Wade about Wade's romantic relationship with Willis. The merchant at one point, which is the lawyer for Michael Roman, referenced text messages between her and Bradley in which she asked Bradley if he thought the relationship started before Willis hired Wade in 2021. And Bradley responded absolutely in the text exchange. Y'all hold on for 1 second. All right, guys. Really want to say hello this morning. All right. So I'm back. Me and River. Okay. So also, you got to remember Wednesday, which was yesterday, Judge McAfee issued a ruling that squashed 6 counts in the Georgia election interference case against former President Donald J. Trump and his 18 co-defendants, saying that the state failed to allege sufficient detail for the solicitation of violation of oath by public officer. So to me, it seems like this Judge McAfee was trying to be um, fair on both sides. Like, okay, let me drop these 6 charges here, but I'm going to rule that she can still be on the case if she gets rid of Wade, or if she wants Special Prosecutor Wade to stay on, he'll be there, but he's going to have another office to assist him. It won't be yours. So in actuality, he basically let everybody down that has been seeing this case as a clown show, because there is no way you could tell me that this isn't an unprofessional case. I mean, you got 2 lawyers here taking vacations and billing Fulton County all this money, and they can't even prove that she paying back. And we already know that no woman is going to be cool with being paid back. I mean, come on now. What woman you know is going to be cool with paying back, being paid back? Or paying back, going on a trip that you supposed to take her on and y'all romantically linked, involved. No woman does that. I'm trying to find that out right now. Every woman I've ever dealt with, you take them somewhere on vacation, you footing that bill. Okay? They may pay a little bit of the bill, maybe a dinner here or a dinner there, but they ain't paying for the whole damn half or whole vacation unless you a straight bum. So let's get this straight. That didn't happen. This man was balling with Fani. Fani got him that money, 600 grand, and he played and tricked off on it with her. Again, I'm disappointed in the ruling. This just goes to show you that our justice system, when it comes to these liberals in command, is twisted. It is not just. Because if it was just, this would be a different conversation. This would be, you're removed from the case, the whole office, including Wade. Y'all better, if somebody gonna have to take this case or either that, drop it. It's plain and simple. Plain and simple. Now, I'm going to keep going on here with some of the other factors that people are talking about that may happen with this case. Now, he did blast about the improper church speech. Now let's talk about that before we talk about the rest of the allegations and stuff about this case before wrapping everything up. Now, the judge of former President Trump's Georgia election interference case has allowed District Attorney Fani Willis to continue leading the prosecution. But he said her racially charged rhetoric about playing the race card was legally improper. The Fulton County Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee issued a ruling that squashed a motion from one of the case's 19 defendants seeking to remove Willis from the case due to her alleged improper affair with special counsel Nathan Wade. In his order, McAfee separately took issue with the speech made by Willis at an Atlanta church in January of this year, when she claimed she and Wade were being scrutinized because of their race. While Willis later claimed not to be referring to the defendants in her accusation of racism. McAfee warned that such a distinction was not clear. In these public and televised comments, the district attorney complained that a Fulton County commissioner and so many others questioned her decision to hire special ADA, Special Assistant District Attorney. Wait, when referring to her detractors throughout the speech, she frequently utilized the plural. They, the state argues, the speech was not aimed at any of the defendants in the case. Maybe so, but maybe not. Therein lies the danger of public comment by a prosecuting attorney, McAfee stated. All right, hold on for a second. My man said, any Sun woman get away with anything these days. I bet that Sun girl animal who almost killed that white girl in that fight won't spend a day in jail. And I hate to say this, CeeLo, but you're right. We see it right here in the Fani Willis case. There's a lot of black women, and it's not all of them. It's the entitled ones. It is the ones that the liberals use as their mouthpiece, as they pit bulls. They the ones that act like this. They are the ones that go out here and make all of these accusations, and the first one they always go for is the race card. Because see, black women over the years have known that ever since going into the 80s, around I would say about the mid 80s actually, they know that playing the race card as a black woman, you get all of a sudden a lot of compassion and a pass from liberals. And let me tell you, these Democratic liberals, why they do this or allow this. They allow this because they want to be the heroes at the end of the day. Unlike conservatives, we're like, okay, show me the racism here. Show it to me. Break it down. And if you can't break it down and make it make sense to us, we can't support it. Now, there's been a few occasions I've stood on 10 toes down about racism against black people. What happened to Ahmaud Arbery, a lot of people don't agree with me on that, but I've always stood 10 toes on that. Y'all know this on my channel. And a lot of y'all did disagree with me on that, but it's cool. Y'all still follow me because you knew I stood on what I stood on. I also stood on racism when it came to our own black people, black cops beating up that young black man after a traffic stop. Yes, he kind of resisted arrest because he was like, don't know what's going on here. But the way he was brutalized was racism against his own kind. And I stood on that, 10 toes down. But other situations that we've seen in the past, the George Floyds, that crazy behind dude from Minneapolis. Yeah. Y'all never mind, my dog's barking. River. Nobody's there. I mean, that's just what it is. I'm not gonna withdraw from that because I'm gonna stand on what I believe in. And that's the problem. A lot of people don't want to stand on what they believe in. They want to flip-flop. And a lot of times, yeah, Tim, you're right. Justice for Democrats is only the new Biden court system. Let's keep the comments going because this helps out with the live. Let's keep talking about this. So with this situation here, there was no racism against Fani Willis. Fani Willis just got caught. She got caught. She thought she was slick. She thought that her big Fanny, could get pounded out by hot dog on Nathan Hot Dog Wade, and nobody would never find out an investigator catch on. But when you taking lavish trips and people around your whole office is talking about you getting pounded out by the special district attorney before he even got on the case, what do you thought was gonna happen? I mean, that's just common sense. And Judge McAfee, again, like I said before, is only doing this crazy half-ass ruling because he needs to get reelected in Fulton County. Because Scott McAfee, I'm quite sure, is a liberal. Let me see right quick if he is. I might be on to something. Now give me 1 second. I'm finna find out if Judge McAfee liberal. Because he made a campaign donation, so I know he's probably liberal. Y'all, you will not believe this. Scott McAfee is a Republican. No BS. He was appointed by Kemp, aka Rhino. So he's a Rhino. And he young too. Scott McAfee is young. He's long. I'm older than Scott McAfee. Y'all will not believe this. Scott McAfee was born between 1988 or 1989. So I'm older than this cat. It's true, real talk. So McAfee is a Rhino. So it all makes sense now. It all makes sense. It all makes sense. Because in Atlanta, to survive, to be appointed as a federal county superior court judge, you know you got to run off against somebody the next following year. So since he made a decision like this, whoever his Republican counterpart gonna be, and whoever becomes the Republican governor after Kemp, or however this goes down, yeah, that is what it is. So old boy is yeah. And that sums it up. This is a Rhino decision. Lie be damned. Did not know Scott McAfee was that young. Wow. Because he's got to be a state judge. I wonder who is, yeah, so that's why he did this. I knew was something up about this. Now, if he try to be a state judge, he'll win. He'll win this because he's a Rhino. He did a Rhino move. Wow. I did not know Judge McAfee was that young. That is crazy. He look old as dirt. I don't think I want to be a judge if you're going to look that old. Now, he swear out the speech didn't cross the line. But here's my thing. If you said that she should have never made that speech, then it crossed the line. I mean, make it make sense to me, dog. That's all I'm saying. Now, I'm gonna play a clip right quick of what Jonathan Turley has said about this ruling, and let y'all tell me what y'all think about it. Hold on for a second. Let me cut the volume up on here. All right. Again, this is fair use, fair use. Let me know if y'all hear it. I'm finna play it. Hold on, y'all. Nobody but me, buddy. River. River.
Yes, you do. Good morning. Good to have you with us. Headline take. Good morning. Good to have you with us. Your headline take.
Well, we talked about this possibility of a solemn-esque ruling by the court to take Wade off and leave Willis. The reason talking about this possibility of a solemn-esque ruling by
I'm trying to play this clip again. Hold on, y'all.
You know that thing your family does? Yeah.
Let me know if y'all can hear this.
Someone made it a thing way back in the day. But where did it come from? And how did it get all the way to you? Curious? Ancestry can help you find out. Because that thing has a story. And it's still being written. What are you waiting for? A sale? Well, lucky you. Jonathan Turley with us on the phone, I believe. On camera.
Yes, you
Jonathan, do. Good morning. Good to have you with us. Your headline take as you take all of this in this morning.
Well, we've been talking about this possibility of a solemn-esque type of ruling by the court to take Wade off and leave Willis. The reason that's attractive is it avoids the Cliff problem. You know, if he took Willis off the case, he'd have to take the entire office out of the mix. He'd have to reassign this to another set of prosecutors. That would cause considerable delay. It could also cause the dismissal of the case if those new prosecutors looked at this racketeering theory and said, like many of us, wow, this doesn't really hold together very well. So this avoided the cliff, but it did not avoid the questions that will inevitably come up. You know, it's like, you know, finding two people in a bank vault and taking one off to jail. I mean, the question is, the appearance problem that the judge identified with regard to Wade was directly related to his relationship with Willis. They both testified in the same way. They were the two parts of this relationship, and yet only one of them was disqualified. And so that's going to lead to these questions. I mean, well, why should Willis escape that same penalty? The opinion leaves us feeling like the court went and shot the wounded.
Yeah, it's a great question, and there is always the question, unfortunately, of politics and the influence of politics potentially on this, because these are elected officials. They are up for election again in May. I believe all of the people involved here are up for, including the judge, up for election in May. So that may be why Judge Scott McAfee wanted to speak on his own behalf before this decision came down. And he spoke with WSB TV, and this is what he said. The message I want to convey is no ruling of mine is ever going to be based on politics. I'm going to be following the law the best I understand it. I just focus on the job I'm doing. I'm incredibly grateful for the last year I've been able to do this. I took this job not because I wanted to score partisan political points, didn't go looking for the spotlight. I did it because I love the law and giving people their day in court and being efficient about it. So Jonathan, there will be speculation that this was a political move on his part. It's the easier road for him to take in many ways to leave Fani Willis in this spot. But judging based on what you watched in the courtroom, do you think that's fair?
Well, I have to say that I've been praising the judge, and I still believe that he has conducted himself in a fair and professional way. I think that this does take an element of courage for him.
All right, so y'all saw that, y'all heard that. So basically, everybody's saying, the judge is pretty much trying to be fair and trying to do this in a non-biased manner. To me personally, that's horseshit. I really think that this guy here, okay, is up for re-election. And because he's up for re-election and he got appointed by a rhino, he's got to play by the rhino rules. And I still say that they should have went ahead and disqualified that whole office. Because now she takes Wade off. Now she's got to find a special assistant district attorney. Now that person is going to be questioning the validity of the case that she's got against Donald J. Trump. And they're not going to be comfortable. So they're going to hit bumps on the road. They're going to clash. I personally feel like that Fani Willis need to take her ass off the case. Whole freaking office. Because at this point, it's over. You have nothing. You had nothing to begin with. The case was already shaky. Y'all didn't have no sufficient evidence. He already done dismissed 6 charges against the man. That should tell you something. If a judge done did that, you can imagine what's going to happen if this case got into his hands or anybody else's. So at this point of the game, that's where I'm at. I really think that she need to recuse herself from the case and the whole office, because at this point, the integrity of the office, the trust with the public is gone. But we already know what she's going to do. She's not going to do that. She's going to fire Wade, old hot dog boy, and then she's just going to try to do everything she can to salvage her reputation because she's got an election coming up. So we already know that's how it's going to go down. If it doesn't, if she recused herself from the case, I would be surprised. In fact, I would not stream for a full fucking week. Sight line, I'm still going to stream. But I would be surprised. Anyway, y'all, tell me what y'all thoughts. Tell me what y'all think. Please like, share, subscribe. I love you guys. Take care of yourself and each other. Y'all know what it is. Again, Fani Willis has to make a decision. It's either her whole office or her lover boy, Hot Dog Wade. So y'all tell me in the comments below what y'all think. With that being said, I'm out.